We're in Newcastle, Pennsylvania at the facility of Shenango, China, now a closed plant owned by Fallscraft Corporation. This is Art Mohr, and I'm taking these photographs to give you a glimpse of what's inside of this facility to be sold around the end of March 1992 by our company on behalf of the owners. The facility is approximately 17 acres under roof. It's a very substantial manufacturing facility. There are no manufacturing operations at this time, and all machinery is to be sold on a date yet to be announced, but it'll be around the last week of March. There's a substantial amount of office furniture of all types inside this facility. Conference room furniture, secretarial desks and credenzas and so forth. There are thousands of square feet of modern office furniture. I'm just giving you a very quick peek here at some of it. Office equipment ranging from adding machines to electric typewriters. This is an IBM display writer, the printer in the background. Possibly faxes such as this one. Again, possibly a complete room telephone system, a very elaborate system, quite new by the way. Some number of copy machines. Now you're looking at an electrical substation, which is for the Lear. That's the control panel for the Lear. The control panels are down at the right-hand side of the picture right now. This happens to be the Lear made by Baumann. That's the wire belt. That belt is approximately 4 feet wide. This Lear has never been installed. It's my understanding that it was bought new for Mohr, China, M-E-Y-E-R, Mohr, China, which was closed as well by Fallscraft, and Fallscraft moved it up to this facility, but never installed it. These are spray booths for spray glazing, and they're about 3 feet cube inside. See the guns, the pressure tanks, and so forth. That's one of 2 circular spray glaze machines. There are no end, it seems, to carts like this, wear carts. This is another of the spray glaze machines. I assume these to be Schweitzer, although that's yet to be confirmed. There are tanks, and more tanks. Pumps of all types, fluid pumps. Diaphragm type, and others. In fact, this is a 3rd circular spray glaze machine, and it is in fact a Schweitzer. There are miles of conveyor. This is roller conveyor. Belt conveyor. It's all over the plant. This is a Swindell-Dressler shuttle kiln. This is one side where the door is closed. I'm going to show you the other side where the door is open so you can see the interior. These are 2 of the 4 kiln cars, and they're mounted on track, which is bolted to the floor so easily removed. This is the control panel for the kiln, the chart recorder, programmer. There you can see the blower, various parts of the gas piping system and burners. This is the opposite side of the kiln. Again, you can see the burners. Now that is the end from which I took the initial pictures. Controls are on the other side. Here you can see the door, which is open. And here are the other 2 kiln cars in the track. This is the door to the right and the shell of a kiln to the left. You can see that the fiber lining is in very good condition, very good condition. I'm not going to be showing you carts all day, but just to give you an idea, these are carts one on top of the other. You'll see an old kiln. There's one circular kiln. This is a brick and place kiln, but I'll show you the more modern ones. I just wanted to give you a comparison. This is a Unimatic 2 made by Walco, A.J. Wall. It's complete with all the conveyors, finishing equipment. Here's another view of that machine, same machine, the Unimatic 2 conveyor. You can see the dryer, of course, is overhead. This is a totally different A.J. Wall system. You can see the jiggering heads. I believe there are 7 heads on this machine. Clay prep, you've got the auger extruder, pug mill extruder. There are 4 or more manual jiggers throughout the plant. This is another Walco system. There are 2 auger extruders, or pug mill extruders, underneath that plastic. Walco calls this a super roto. All of the conveyors, dryers are included. In this area, loaded with carts, we find 2 ferro kilns. Very nice modular kilns. They can be moved. Look at the length of these kilns. Look at the length of these kilns and other specifications, but they go all the way down to where you see light at the end. This is looking into the end of the one that was on your right. The brick is in very good condition. Of course, they have automatic transfer, tracks, and so forth. It's a tremendous amount of refractory, as you can appreciate, in a facility like this. These are all molds. We're in another area for forming. We'll see some more wall equipment in just a moment. There's conveyor that runs throughout the plant. I understand there's somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000 feet of this conveyor you see at the top. This is another Walco piece of equipment, the jigger in front of you, controls. This is the extruder or pug mill. This is more of an overview of the same piece of equipment. We'll go take a look at this. It's a Quinomatic. This is the back end of it. This is all the finishing end. I'm going to show you the machine backwards because it's expedient for me at the moment to do so. We were filming down there. We're going to go up past the dryer, which is what you see behind all of the sheet metal, to the forming end. This is part of the drying area. And that's Eric.
I got a couple of things I want to talk to you about.
Now we're at the front end of the machine. You can see there are 5 heads on this. So they call it Quinomatic. Directly behind me, these are the controls or the panel. That's where the 5 heads are. I was just wanting to show you the extruders are up on top with the pug mills. And these are 2 scrap plunging tanks down on the floor. On the subject of conveyors, I just wanted to show you this pile in its entirety are brand new, or what we believe to be brand new conveyor parts, never installed. It's a lot of small machinery like scales or the paint shaker throughout the plant. There are many ball mills. This happens to be a room with a number of small ball mills. These are the porcelain ball mills. I believe they're generally referred to as OP ball mills. It's a cart type oven, gas-fired, another ball mill, a jar mill, another little scale. We even have a couple of pieces of earth-moving equipment out here to be sold, along with all the rest of the scrap in this building. An additional lift truck, some man carts. We don't really know the count yet. This is a Free Shack mixer, and at the moment this is on hold for possible disposition within another unit of the company, but it's very possible that it will be sold. Electrically operated floor sweeper. What we're going to look at here is a spray drying system, and that happens to be the spray dryer or spray tower. That's a Dorst unit made in West Germany. Again, this is a complete system. Let's look at the other parts. This is a portion of the control panel supplied by a British company. And the controls for the spray dryer supplied by Dorst are over here. There are 3 tanks, 1 mixing tank and 2 holding tanks, and this is the control panel for the tanks. And the tanks are located over here. I assume they're stainless steel. And as I turn, this is a good vantage point from which to look at the spray dryer again. The hose you see is collecting fines, and the fine particles come down the hose and get sucked up into this collector. Very simply described, the mixed material in a slurry form gets pumped through the atomizer into the spray dryer, and as the droplets drop in the spray dryer, the moisture is evaporated, and the correct particle sizes get collected on the bottom, and the fines get pulled back into the dust collector. Now, this is a conveyor which I understand carries the powder after it's been discharged from the spray dryer up to a point where the powder is discharged down into that holding bin right in the middle of the screen at the moment. And at that point, the powder is conveyed over into this bucket elevator. And each of the buckets inside the elevator carry the product up. There are the buckets right there. Carry the product up to the top. The buckets go up to the top. They traverse across the top of either one of 3 silos, and the material is discharged into the correct holding silo. And that's what each of these silos do. They just collect the product. Now that product is then discharged when required onto another belt conveyor that you can see below this one bin. You can see a screen separator that was manufactured by Dorst that sits adjacent to the bottom of the spray dryer. I assume that's pushed over the belt so that the material is screened prior to going up the belt. There's another view of those tanks. We don't have a count at it yet, but there will be forklift trucks and other material handling equipment. Here. Good one. Good Ingersoll. These are real workhorses. Here are more large ball mills. These are on the order of 5 or 6 feet in diameter. Even the drives and motors make these worthwhile. This is one of 3 pug mill extruders made by the Wall Company, or Wall Co. as a trade name. Of course, the exit end is right in the center of the screen right now. You've got the forming auger in this barrel. You've got a de-airing chamber right here, and then the material is dropped initially as a filter cake below that floor. Actually, what you see as a floor here is power driven, and it raises, exposing the screws down below, and the product, again, filter pressed material is dropped directly into the chamber. That floor is power driven, and you're seeing a mechanism which actually forces the material off of a pallet into the augers so that it's not manually done. There are 3 of these machines, all serviceable, all connected right now, and in very good condition. Now, in the same area, there is another extruder. The manufacturer is not known. Believed to be an international. It's used as a backup machine when any of the others are out for service. There's the second, and there's the third extruder. Now, there are 7 filter presses in this side of the body prep room. We'll take a closer look at one of these over here. Here you can see a filter press a lot more clearly. The whole battery of them. Now, this is a Sweco screen separator. There are 2 or more of them here in the plant, and down to the side of it is one of 2 ferro filters. Let's get a little better look at that. There we go. You can see the 2 ferro filters. Again, there are many of these ferro filters throughout the plant. They'll be sold separately from the screen separators. We also have many pumps of various types, diaphragm types, impeller vane type. There's an example. This is a Riedheimer tunnel kiln with a dryer. This is a kiln that I believe is around 2,500 degrees Fahrenheit. We'll get more specs on it. Very nice kiln. It was installed, purchased new, installed, and it's my understanding used only a few times. It looks quite new. Matter of fact, it's brand new. This is the dryer that the product goes through before the cars are transferred into the kiln. That's modular and can easily be taken out of the building. Well, we're going to wrap up this very brief tour of Shenango, China, or what remains of it. Keep in mind that at the end of March there will be an auction. All items will be sold to the highest bidder. And if you have any questions, any detailed questions at all about any machine, get in touch with us. 313-846-3000 is our phone, and 313-846-3766 is our fax.